Hello, everybody. This is Francesco Rulli. I am the CEO of Querlo. I'm also the Forbes AI Solution Business Partner. Today, I'm here with Daniela Holban, who is an executive in the world of art, both digital and real, let's say, event art. So, Daniela, if you can share with us a little bit more insights about your work and what you do in the space.
So as I mentioned, Daniela Holban is my name. I am cultural producer, community builder, and a programs director for physical events with NOoSPHERE Arts. We focus on bringing in public programming to the community and engaging the community with different types of art forms in the physical space. And my other position is to be the senior curator at Artfare, where we connect artists directly with patrons in the community and offer artists different types of digital tools to expand their studio practice into the digital realm. So I have over 14 years of experience in art nonprofits, arts management, and museums. I used to work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in a past life for about 9 years. It's truly about my interests now are really about bridging the two spaces, the physical and the digital, and trying to figure out how to connect the two and how to connect that emotional response that people have in the physical world to the digital spaces through Artfare and through NOoSPHERE Arts.
Very interesting. Thank you. So, talking about digital, we developed the artificial intelligence of Michelangelo. Consequently, we have seen very interactive, very interesting opportunities in the world of art and how it can work with artificial intelligence. What are your thoughts about the role of artificial intelligence in the world of art, both digital and physical?
Yes. I personally, what I've experienced so far with artificial intelligence and the use in digital spaces and physical spaces is that it has the opportunity to create connection between individuals and a piece of artwork, or connecting the physical realm and people with information in a more intimate way, and creating the opportunity for access to this historical information and art historical information in a way that it's engaging and that is easy to digest, and broadening the power of the arts, because not everyone has the opportunities to travel to New York to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, or to Paris to see the Louvre. And so having access to cultural information that can have and spark an emotional response in the viewer by the engagement of that viewer with the artwork and with the information. I think there's a lot of capability of broadening that interest in the arts to a larger community of people from around the world. So I think it's about this connecting the history and connecting the individual with educational information that's interesting and engaging. Not just not just written information, which a lot of people don't have the capability or even the interest to engage with.
Very nice. Yes, in fact, I have seen this. What my third role in life is being the cognitive officer of the Florence Cathedral Museum, the Duomo of Florence. And together, as I mentioned before, we built artificial intelligence of Michelangelo. We started with 100 intents because we came up with what would be the conversation with Michelangelo. But because we collected 25,000 questions, we developed then up to 500 intents, 500 topics that Michelangelo can talk about. So did you have it, do you have an opinion after you interact with the artificial intelligence of Michelangelo about the role specifically also to bring back to life personage of history like the artist himself?
Yeah, I think it was a really fun experience. I kind of was like even shy a little bit about asking him questions because it felt strange to ask Michelangelo questions. And then you feel like this personal connection to this historical figure that until now is just something, as I said, you read in the book, in the history books, or you feel like they're just this entity that belongs in history, not someone that you can meet and have a personal conversation with. And one of the things that that I've thought about, and I know it's true in our engagement with digital entities, is that we are more open to questions, and we don't like screen the questions that we ask. So the questions that we ask are more original. They're like original thoughts that are in our minds that maybe in the real world we wouldn't bring up right away. So I found it very interesting, and I was even interested in what I was interested in asking him, because I didn't know what I would want to know from him if I met him in person. So I think it's very important, because it does create this, as I said, this emotional response when you're having a conversation with him and you're asking him questions. You feel like you get to know the character a lot better, and then you feel like they're in a way a friend of yours or some sort of personal connection, and that makes you a lot more interested in both their work and in their history. So you yourself can then go home and read more about their life and themselves, and then when you engage with the artwork in a way, you feel this personal connection. You're like, oh, my friend created that, although you know that they're not your friend, but you had a connection with them that's in person. So I think it has this effect that I have never, that is a new type of effect that maybe is uncategorized yet, on how it makes people feel and what type of interest it sparks in them, and the effects that has in that person and how they engage with art from then on, and with the artists themselves.
Definitely. Indeed, I can tell you that the majority of questions asked to Michelangelo, the prominent questions are about his personal life, including his sexual orientation, what he liked to eat, his political views, and what he liked to wear. So, surprisingly, there is a plethora of opportunities to communicate with this entity. One last question: if people want to learn about your work and get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
Well, they can, so my personal website is danielaholban.com. That's just my full name.com. An email that I'm easily reached out is also my first and last name at gmail.com. And if they want to see some of my work, they can check out Artfare. And if they want to see and experience some of my work, both in physical and in the digital spaces, with actual human experiences like dance, poetry, art exhibitions, and public programming, they can check out NOoSPHERE Arts. NOoSPHERE Arts, as I said, is a nonprofit that I help run here in Brooklyn.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Daniela. Very
Thank you. Thank you. This was a great time. Thank you.